welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel True Divine 44, and you can catch me on my Facebook page True Divine, and it is the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. I'm in my office. It's got some bits and bobs to be done to it, you know, some more rugs, curtains and things to just, I think that helps with the sound as far as YouTube University can tell me. So I'm working on it, but I'm in the office. It feels a much easier, better, more spacious space to work in, so hopefully it'll make the videos better for you guys too. I'm surrounded by the crystals that I like to be surrounded by, the lighting that I like, the candles and things like that. But most of all, and I'll do a video for it later for Facebook, but most of all I'm using the very bureau that I grew up with my granddad using. It was his bureau, it was where his envelopes, his writing equipment all lived, and I watched him write many a letter to Parliament. I watched him write many a letter to the mayor and getting a response by the mayor coming round to his house to ask for his advice. My granddad was a huge influence in my life. He was my hero, is my hero, and is my guide to this day. He taught me all of the lessons about integrity, respect and honour, and most of all bravery. He always showed bravery during the war. He was known to be very brave and helping people escape from the prisoner of war camps in Japan. I have the belt that he wore during that time, and but after that he came back, and he never complained, he never procrastinated. He always moved, he always flowed, and he was very unassuming, very quiet. So when he did speak, you listened because he had something to say. He had something that needed to be listened to. He continuously worked for the community around him, for those around him. He continuously held those in power to their word. And so I hope I'm following in his footsteps, with his integrity for others, respect for others and honour towards others. But most of all, his bravery. He taught me how to be brave. And so I'm coming to you via the very bureau that I have so many memories of him, and I can, as it's wood, I can feel his energy around it. I love this bureau, and so I wanted this as my desk to bring these videos to you. So anyway, after that, this is the daily energy reading. It's part of the free content that I put out to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be or need to be supported, guided and inspired. Through my knowings, through my energy work, through my work with tarot, I bring to you a narrative of the day so you can help to be forearmed, forewarned, or maybe help to reflect upon the day once it's been said and done, and what energies you came across during the day, help you make sense of those energies, whether they were within you or that you witnessed them in other people. So this is for the 26th of June 2020, and the first card is the Major Arcana of the Moon card. A beautiful card, but feminine energy. But you know, there's much going on under the moon. It's one of the more mysterious cards of the Major Arcana. It speaks to things unseen, things unknown. It speaks to psychic and intuitive energies. So the invitation always is with the moon card is to engage your psychic and intuitive, your gut energy, feelings and powers that you have, we all have, and start to trust them more. Try to navigate yourself with those attributes, with your intuition, with your psychic abilities, rather than just the mind. Too much mind right now has gotten a lot of us into trouble. Too much mind right now has got a lot of us hooked on these negative hidden agenda type energies. So it warns us of these hidden agendas. It warns us of this deceit, this deception here. And if we look on the collective stage, for instance, mainstream media at the minute, it is working so hard. It's not even hiding anymore what it's doing. It doesn't need to, because the lockdown, the fakedemic, all of those things have led up to people already being on the edge, already feeling very insecure. So people were ripe for these mainstream media headlines that would cause division and cause what would be much less of a problem, race division, than in reality. They've made it into something real in a few people's minds, but because it's negative, because they have the power to spread it around the world, day in, day out, it feels very real. But it's the undercurrent that I'm interested in with this moon card. It's the undercurrent of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve through things like this, through headlines like this, through political plays like this. And it speaks of, feel your way through that. Don't just look at the surface. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep, and see the truth there, find the truth there. Before you get triggered by these spells that are being cast, that rely on you to finish them off, that rely on you to create the circuit board for that spell to come to life. So people who are blindly under the moonlight being deceived and getting hooked into these various headlines, then they are creating, they're finishing off the spell, they're doing the rest of the legwork for them. And so be really careful regarding too much mind and hooking in to headlines and things like that with too much mind. In our individual lives, unfortunately, things reflect as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without. Everything is constantly mirroring, reflecting in on each other. And so there is a lot of people dealing with deceit in their own lives, in their personal lives. Maybe you have a partner who is being deceitful, or maybe you have a partner with a hidden agenda, that the love is gone, but they're trying to manipulate the situation to their will, so that there's still the relationship there. So you might be meeting them on this level, and they're trying to get in on you on this level right now, and burrow in, dig deep into your insecurities. There is lots of veils of deceit in many people's lives, and that might be lovers, friendships. So be very careful regarding giving yourself to things that in your mind might make sense, but in your heart is screaming out, no, 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 don't do it. That is your intuition. That's part of your powers. That's part of your protective system, your protection system, your inner warrior. And so dig into your divine feminine within, both men and women. Remember, we have a balance of both in both genders. Dig into that aspect of the divine feminine, la lune, the moon, to find that intuition, to find that gut feeling, to practice right now. There's no more time for procrastination, because the things that are coming up, the spells that these guys at the top are going to be casting in the next few weeks, are going to be ridiculous. So we need to get as many people whole as possible. We need to get as many people not being fooled by the hidden agendas, but being led by their intuition and their gut feelings, their heart mind. It's difficult, and it's difficult to do under these energies, especially when you're getting bombarded with all of these things that would seek to hook you back in. The second card, I think this has come up a few times this week, and it's the Seven of Swords. I might be wrong, but it feels like it has. And if it hasn't come up in the cards, it's been an energy that has been an undercurrent of it all. This speaks of, excuse me, I don't know if when I swallow the mic really picks up on the noise. I covered it anyway. The Seven of Swords speaks to very, very creative thinking, very creative and fantastical ways of of creating an illusion, so that you can ultimately have something tricked from beneath you, pulled from beneath you. So while you're looking here, somebody or something is pulling from you from your feet, knocking you down from your feet without you even noticing, because you're focusing on the headline, you're focusing on the words somebody is saying, forgetting to look at the actions and the behind the scenes. Who is ultimately gaining from the trickery that you're seeing today? Dig deep, research who is ultimately gaining monetary value, who's gaining ground on the market of being able to scoop up again, which is what happened with mainstream media, so that just very few people own a lot of things, own a lot of creative rights. Again, trying to cut people off that might be bringing things into the collective that would actually help, that would actually wake people up to their powers, to their knowings, to their full potential. In your individual life, again, look out for this. Use your intuition. You might feel silly because on the face of it, this could be very well veiled. This could be very well packaged. And so it looks really good on the surface. Dig deep, find that intuitive spade and dig deep into what somebody is saying, the actions that they are actually doing towards you, who might gain and what they might gain, because there's no harm in gaining. It's good to gain. I want everybody to gain and have abundance, but not through trickery, not through bribery, not through theft. But this Seven of Swords, whoever this is in your life, or whatever you're focusing on the collective stage, they're going for gold right now. It's like they feel like they're losing control, and so they're really going for gold to try and hook you into a mentality that is weaker than your most optimum, that is more susceptible to being triggered, that is more susceptible to taking a side. Everybody wants you to take a side right now. Those who don't want good for you want to cut you off and isolate you from those who do want good for you. Those who seek power, control and manipulation, or to keep that power, control and manipulation, seek to harm us by dividing us, seek to harm us by giving us false narrative, creative thinking, play scripts, scenes, literally scenes, for us to be triggered by. And then the greatest illusion of all, they create the illusion that it is the many of us that feel divided. It is the many of us that don't mix with different races, with different colours, skins. And that's the lie. That's the greatest illusion of all, because take away all of these headlines, stop the paychecks for these paid rioters and these paid actors who would seek to create their own little world in Seattle. Take away those, and we're left with the people on the ground. And I guarantee you that if not all, most of the people who are listening to me or who will listen to me on this video would say that they don't see colour like that. They don't see a difference. We are human beings, and we can connect and create and live and love and have disagreements even without being divided by such a surface layer thing. I mean, talk about surface layers. They really are creating this illusion around a thing that is so thin. I mean, look at all of the layers of our skin. There's not, it's not thick. It's not, it doesn't reflect us. And yes, we can be proud of different cultures, but that's individualism. And I think most people I know, I feel that I would choose to associate with anyway, just like individualism. They like learning about other cultures. I love learning about other cultures and the way that they do things, the recipes that they use. But never, ever, ever have I ever felt divided by that. Look at how crazy that is. I mean, to be hooked into an illusion and a lie that is such a surface layer. It literally is the surface layer of our human body. It makes no sense. It's nonsensical to be divided on something that is so thin. So thin. So, but this is the trick. And it's not just about the race division, that's just reflective of what is around us and above us. In our individual lives, as I said before, be careful about the people around you who might say they love you to your face but then stab you in the back and trick you out of something. These energies are rife right now, and it's not to frighten you, it's not to put a dampener on you. I will always bring you honestly what I feel, what I see, what I know, and I make no apologies for doing so. Look around you. Do the people around you want to lift you up, want to see you achieve? Do the people around you be glad when you've had fun with friends, when you've had fun outside of whatever relationship it is with them? Or do these people have an emotional hold over you, an emotional ransom over you? Do they have some kind of information over you that in some way this illusion has created that they have power over you and they have power over your choices? But then, as in balance with everything, the third card is this beautiful Two of Cups. So of course for me this speaks to the divine feminine, divine masculine within, the balance within. It speaks to the yin and the yang. But it also speaks to, if you follow your intuition, there is true friendship, there is true love. This is the soulmate card. And so there is not just true friendship, true love, there is that other level of love, that soulmate love. And this does not have to be lovers. It could be that you find people that, like I have, who are soul sisters and really are soul sisters. And it's a whole relationship. We come at each other whole and lift each other up. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a positive feeling, and it just feels natural. Look at the relationships around you that just feel natural, where you're not having to force anything. It's just natural. And that you can trust them with anything, that you can talk to them, that you can communicate with them without this triggered mentality, without the worry of losing them if you say something that isn't particularly what they want to hear. Truthful, core, raw relationships that would see you through anything, that really would stand by you no matter what. That seek those out because they are there. It's just that they're being veiled so much by this illusionary energy right now. So hook into what would be meant for harm, where people use the moon energy to betray, to cause illusion, to cause lies. The gift is that everything in balance. The moon feeds our divine feminine. It literally draws the waves. It's the cycles. So right now it's asking us to draw the energy of the moon, to grow our intuition, to grow our gut feelings, so that we can bypass these Seven of Swords that would seek to betray, harm us, lie to us, and find these soulmate energies, these friendships that would last a lifetime. And that can be honest with each other, that can be loving towards each other, that can even not feel or see each other physically very much, but they can feel that connection because it's at the soul level. That is there for you to find right now. And it is a TikTok right now of find it now, look for it now. Don't waste your time on these illusionary energies no more. Things are going to get a little bit bumpy. And so it's important that we seek the foundations in these soulmate energies, in these true friendships, true loverships, that, you know, that we find our ship, that we know we can have a crew on that ship, our tribe, so to speak, that we can trust, that we can stand shoulder to shoulder with, that will have our six, and that we know that our ship, we would work together to maintain our ship. So whatever ships they are in your life, find them, go find them before they set sail without you, because we need that wholeness, that groundedness, that true friendship, those true relationships in our lives right now more than ever. And of course that feeds into the collective something special. It feeds into the collective, not division, but wholeness, connectedness. And that's what we need to be doing. That's what we can all do today in our individual lives to have a reflection on the collective stage. So if you're feeling very frustrated, very upset about the betrayals that we're seeing in politics of either side, in relationships of either side, then, you know, the important thing is right now is to reflect, be just as passionate as the divided side, but be so passionate as to go seeking, go finding, go building our ships, our relationships, and the ships that will maintain us throughout whatever the weather, whatever is thrown at us from the outside. And in the meantime, it's reflecting something whole and connected into that conscious pool, that connected conscious pool that we all draw from. On the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Earth. So this speaks to material, obviously, but right now it's the underpinning for me of the cycles, especially with the moon. The 8 being like the infinity sign, the balance of the divine feminine, divine masculine, drawing it all together to maintain ourselves during this time, to maintain ourselves materialistically throughout this time, because right now with these 3 cards reflecting here, we need that maintenance of our physical world, because right now, you know, we are under attack in our intuitive, mental and emotional states. There are spells being cast, and it is up to us to not finish off that spell for them, but cast spells of our own, of wholeness, connectedness, love, true love, soulmate love. That's what it is worth right now. So I just want to draw one more card. I know I've gone on a little bit. I don't know what the time says on there. I just want to draw one more card. I'm led to, so we'll go with where we're led to. That's the moon card, isn't it? You know, going where the intuition leads, not where your mind leads, not where you're being told to go, but where our intuition goes. So the 9 of Pentacles, look for the abundance. Spend time in nature and look and see that this division, these lies, these deceits that are going on right now, they really are veiling the truth of the beauty of having an experience here. It's time to take back ownership of our material world, the reality that we're living in. It's time to rip down those veils, stand as one, never mind joining in and being divided and being triggered because you want to virtue signal that, you know, you're with this race or that race. No, we stand together and rip down the actual veil that is causing that division. We go to the snake's head. We don't mess about with the tail anymore, because we can see by looking outside our window the abundance, the beauty, and the balance in nature. But yet humans have allowed their reality to be hijacked so that the balance is constantly being thrown off by these people that will seek power, manipulation and control, if they are people at all. I mean, at the very, very top. It's time to rip down those veils, and we can only do that if we're doing it as a connected one, if we're refusing to be divided, if we are refusing to be separated by colour of skin, of all things, the thin layer of skin that we have over us. That, my the color of my skin changes in the sun. It's changeable. It changes in the sun. I get darker in the sun. Does that mean I'm different? Does that mean no? It's a surface layer. It's an illusion that we should be divided by something that is so thin. Let's be connected with our individualism. Let's look at different cultures and value them, but not to be judging them on the colour of skin. No way, on either side. At this point, I think if you're on a side, whether that's a political side, whether that is sides between friendship groups, whether you are taking a side, against a favourite YouTuber, against another favourite YouTuber, whatever it may be, at this point, if you are taking sides, and I know this might upset a few people, but right now we need truth more than ever. At this point, if you're taking a side, you need to catch up. You didn't get the memo that, regardless of whatever side you take on the collective stage, you are going to be left feeling betrayed. You're going to be left feeling like you have fallen for the illusion, that you have fallen for the lie. Because in truth, these sides have been manufactured. These sides are being played out like a script. It is for us to be our individual selves and connect to others that are the connections made of truth, with honour and integrity and respect for others, not sides. Right now, sides are very old school, and I hope one day we can look back if we get the outcome that we want after this bumpy ride. I hope one day we can look back and see how low vibe it was to be taking sides of any kind or falling for any one side of any kind. Politically, the sides, we've fallen so far now, but we can see through the illusion that both sides are limited and controlled by that is above them. By that is above them. That's where we need to be going. That's the snake's head. So, much love, be balanced and be whole. And if you would like a private reading with me, any energy work or spiritual guidance, get in touch with the details below, and I'll be happy to hook up with you and do whatever I can to help you in whatever way I can. Mwah. Love you all.